Hey guys, wanted to bring you another video of today's deadline of the extensions for the NBA of the class of 2011. And so there was actually a lot of last minute deals. Rubio was one of the last ones. Klay Thompson, Trey Burke, all landed on their deal on deadline day, a couple hours in advance before the midnight deadline for today. Kind of let's go through some of these. Rubio, looking at this right away, it was a 4-year, $56 million. That's about right for his amount. Especially he's almost looked at next to, I guess, the face of the franchise next to Wiggins and Thaddeus Young. I would say those are the three. Pekovic is up there too. He actually puts up really good number. So I guess you could say between those four. But the funny thing is, when he got drafted, he didn't come right away. He didn't want to be part of this organization. David Cann drafted, I believe, 3 or 4 point guards that year. And they knew they wanted Rubio, but they still wanted to draft the other ones just in case Rubio didn't want to show up and be part of this team. And one of the comments I heard earlier was that he said this is his second home. He feels like he's going to be here a long time, and that's why he wanted to sign this contract. If you want to leave, this was going to be his best opportunity. Do not sign this contract. But I guess after a couple of years, things change, and he's happy there. So I'm glad he's happy there. He has a good chance to finally build that team around a lot of young talent. Remember, Rubio is very young, so he could really grow with Andrew Wiggins for quite a long time in that sense. Next one, you got Kyrie Irving. He signed really early when the open market opened, so that obviously that's a no-brainer. You have to do that one. Klay Thompson. That's a lot of debate after looking at Twitter and some of the other places and debating with some of the other people we work with here. And so, and especially some Golden State Warriors fans that I work with here. And they're big fans of Klay Thompson. But the funny thing is, if Klay Thompson hit the market at the same time as Stephen Curry in 2 years, it would have been interesting if those two would have been competing against each other, and I don't think the Golden State Warriors could afford both of them. I think Klay Thompson's defense is better because he has to cover whoever Steph Curry can't cover between the 1 guard or 2 guard. So you need that defensive player, especially when you get into the playoffs. But he needs to be able to step it up on the offensive side too. He needs to be able to play on both sides, especially with that money. And this number works out on their cap because of Steph Curry. When he signed his friendly contract was because he was hurt quite a bit, and he knew 2 things: that he took a lot of money probably from the team, and they supported him quite a bit. And he probably wants that security in case he got his ankle sprained so many times. He was dealing with a lot of injuries with that ankle, and everybody thought, man, he's a great player, but can he stay healthy? That's all he needed to do, and so far he's been healthy, and I think his contract is over in 2 years. He'll get that max contract, but the thing is, can he stay healthy? That's the biggest thing. So far, so good, so let's see him continue that span. Kenneth Faried. That's a no-brainer. He's the mammal. He puts up the great numbers, double-doubles every night pretty much. So, young talent, you gotta keep him. Kemba Walker, for Charlotte Hornets, I know it's really hard to get any talent out there, but I don't know if for that money, I guess it's not too bad, it's not too crazy, but and he's in the East, so you would expect more from any team out of the East that could climb probably that 3rd or 4th spot. That's wide open, but I don't know if he's worth that. The extension, sure, but if he doesn't produce after this, and he's not the franchise. He's probably going to be a key contributor. That's fine, but probably not the cornerstone. I don't see him a franchise player. Nikola Vucevic, for Orlando Magic, they don't have any big names. That makes sense. He puts up the numbers. Alec Burke, I think you could eventually get someone else, but they're a young squad, so they could use that money. It's really hard to attract anyone to go Utah Jazz. The Phoenix Suns twins, they're putting up numbers. They're probably going. I think you could have probably gave them a little pay cut, maybe negotiate with them, because knowing them, they are probably a lot happier, even if they were asked to give up $2-3 million less. I think they would be willing to do it, because to be able to play with family and work with family, and especially they have that great chemistry, they're going to play well together, and it's going to help their career. So those were the ones that were extended. Kawhi Leonard was one of the big names. Tristan Thompson of the Cavs was another big name that did not sign. So it will be interesting this offseason, especially if Kawhi Leonard picks it up and has an MVP season like the playoffs run he had. You would expect him to get a Klay Thompson type contract in the open market, especially he already has the championship, MVP. He could cover. He fills up all the stats. So, but the thing is the Spurs willing to pay him? They have that system where they rather spread the wealth and have a team type. Kawhi Leonard is part of that system, and I believe he's a product of that system right now, and gets those nice, good numbers. But if he goes out on his own, I think he would be more like that Steven Jackson. Not saying the same level, but he'll go back to reality. He's not going to put up the same numbers as what he would have done if he stays with the Spurs. So it will be interesting if he's going to stick around, but it's kind of a risky take to put him out on the market after this season. Go ahead and like, share, comment, and if you have any questions, go ahead and send the questions over, and subscribe to support this channel. Thanks.